Where were you born?
Albany, Georgia. East Albany.
Still reside there today?
Yes.
Now, what was that like for you growing up in Albany, Georgia? Can you paint that picture for us?
Kind of rough, but at the same time, it's not, because it's just about the choices you make. You just got to be smart. You just can't be no follower, you know. Just got to be you. You feel me?
And when it comes to Albany, if somebody's not familiar with Albany, how far is that from, let's say, Atlanta?
3 hours.
Is that the closest major city to Albany?
No. The closest major city to Albany. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when you say it was rough, what was maybe the roughest moment you've experienced growing up?
Losing a lot of, you know what I'm saying, friends at a young age, you know. Losing a friend one time that broke in the house, you know what I'm saying, that was my close friend, real close friend, you know. He died, and I used to break in houses myself, so that what slowed me down a lot too, so that scarred me.
When it came to breaking in houses, I would take it you were breaking into houses where no one was in the house.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
But in an instance with your friend, he broke into a house where there was somebody.
I ain't gonna speak too much on it, you know, but nah, he ain't have him like that, but, you know, I ain't gonna speak too much on it. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Just curious. Now, how close was this friend to you?
Real close. Taught me a lot, like even little boxing moves in the hood, how to defend yourself, you know, just a real close partner.
Best friend? Or
Nah,
just
ain't
a
no
close
best friend, but just like a older person that just, you know what I'm saying, when he see you around, he gonna treat you like a little brother or something, you feel me?
Now, when it comes to, you know, you saying you broke into houses once yourself.
Right.
This is street activity stuff.
Yeah.
How young did street activity start for you?
Like around 11, but not, you know, street activity, just period, but not just breaking the houses. I ain't just started breaking the houses at 11, but, you know, I could say that started around like in my teens, like 14, 15, somewhat.
When it came to street activity, was it you curious and exploring things on your own? Was it a friend that put you onto it? Was it a family member that put you onto it?
Yeah, it was like me and, just me, just being alone a lot, you know what I'm saying? Mama at work, daddy, he ain't there, you know, like, just wanna, so I'm curious. I got a daddy, you know what I'm saying? He was there, but at the same time, it's just like, while you ain't there, I gotta find things to do, you know, so. The street, you feel me? Like, being there, that'll show you that, like, you feel me? That'll show you that.
Now, when it came to street activity, obviously there's consequences that can come with this stuff.
Right.
You mentioned death.
Right.
That's a consequence. Incarceration is a
Right.
possibility. Violence is a possibility. The certain levels of stress one can endure. That looking over your shoulder feeling.
Right.
Did you experience any of this other stuff?
Yeah, I done been through some stuff. Like, one time, I ain't even do nothing, like, and got locked up for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, my homeboy was breaking into somebody's shit, like, and I was at his crib chilling, you know, playing the game or whatever, whoop, whoop. But they telling me they finna go do it, but at the same time, I ain't thinking they finna go do it like 2, 3 houses down, you feel me? Like, nigga just wildin'. So, I'm at the crib or whatever, and I'm so high, I ain't even thinking to look out the window when I hear a knock on the door or whatever, so I just go to the door. When I go to the door, 12 just right there, like, come on, whoop, whoop, you know what you did? I'm just looking like, damn. I ain't thinking in my head like, shit, I'm so high, I ain't even thinking like my homeboy done just broke somebody's shit. But then, shit, folk, one thing led to another, shit, yeah, that how I am. Then went to court about it. Shit, folk pointed me out like they knew me and everything, like, and I know I ain't do it, but you know, that's just what come with everything. Come with it.
Somebody snitched on you?
Nah, nobody ain't snitch.
Oh.
Nobody ain't snitch on me. It just, I ain't snitch on nobody. That what happened. I ain't snitch on nobody.
So
I lay down.
when you said somebody pointed you out, you're talking about like a victim in the situation or a witness in the
Oh
situation?
yeah. The lady, like, who house they broke in, she pointed me out in court. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact, she never seen me. She seen me probably walk around in the neighborhood, but you know, I guess, I don't know. My fault, smile.
This was a juvenile charge, or you were charged as an adult?
Yeah, that one I was juvenile.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So was this a charge you were able to beat? Was this a charge that actually stuck?
Yeah, that was something I was able to beat. That was something that I overcome. I overcame that, you know. My partner ended up taking all the charges for me. Shout out to my boy. Don't, you know.
As an adult, did you face any charges?
Yeah, I faced a couple charges, but it ain't really, nothing big, nothing too major.
Stuff that stuck or stuff you were able to beat?
You know, just stuff like just being on the road and getting stopped by the police and end up being on probation and having to pay fines and money, you know, just stuff like that, not too major.
Now, your friend, earlier in this segment, passed away.
Right.
Doing street activity. Did you yourself ever have a near-death experience?
Nah, I ain't gonna say that. No.
Just curious. Did you know this stuff from the jump? When you got into it? Street activity? Did you know these types of consequences could happen?
No. A lot of things I ain't know because I started out so young. Just, you know, being real, just when you young, you ain't gonna really know yourself. So you gonna follow somebody, you feel me? Until you find yourself, you grow up and be like, damn, that ain't what I wanna do, or this who I really am. So that's how that went, you know.
Was there an exit strategy for this stuff for you?
Nah, you know, just the same old.
Any regrets thinking back in the past on things you did in the streets?
Yeah, I got regrets. I got a lot of regrets. A lot of things I did, you know.
Why do you regret them? There's sometimes I do these types of interviews and I ask the same question and some people say they have no regrets and they give me their reasons.
I feel like
you,
that's impossible for you to not have no regret. That's like saying you perfect, you know. Everybody done did something wrong, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's life.
was it worth it? Was the risk worth the reward or what you got out of it back then when you were doing stuff like this? Thinking back, hindsight 2020.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Yeah, you gotta take chances, you know. A lot of things I did, I feel like I shouldn't have did. But a lot of things I did, I feel like I'd do it again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I take chances. Like for my daughter, I take chances, you know. For my family, period.
Chances?
I'm gonna take them.
Chances that could lead to jail time?
Yeah,
anything.
If my baby, you know, anything for them to eat. Yeah.
Now back then, when you were getting into the street side of things, and again, you said this picture you painted of mom at work or dad somewhere else.
Yeah.
You hid this stuff at first from them?
Yeah, but when you in the streets, it gonna show anyway. It gonna show.
When they find out for the first time you are in this type of activity, what was their reaction? Parents finding out for the first time, hey, you're in this stuff.
Well,
if you can remember.
I remember my mama found, you know what I'm saying, a scrap in the closet I had just hit a lick for. Yeah. You know, and she cried. And she told me if I wouldn't have got her out of the house, she was gonna kick me out. I had to get my shit, I had to go. But when it come to my daddy, like, a lot of things he'll cope with, because that's my dad, you know. Dad we could talk through a lot of things, but my mama, she take it hard, because that's on her baby, you feel me?
You remember what age this was or what grade this was when you had to leave?
When I had to leave?
Yeah.
She didn't really make me leave.
Oh.
Now, she didn't make me leave, you know. Like I said, on her baby, she didn't make me leave, because I got it out the house. Yeah, I got scrap out the house or whatever. Sold it, had to get rid of it, scared my mama, you know.
They tried to persuade you out the streets?
Yeah, most definitely she did. Most definitely.
Now, when it comes to school, I want to talk about you in school here in a little bit. Were you able to graduate high school?
I ain't graduate.
Did not graduate.
No.
Dropped out?
Yeah.
What grade?
Like 10. Yeah.
What was the reasoning?
Like, a lot going on. Just feeling like school ain't gonna get me money, or like, I done been through a lot at school. Like, principal harassing me, principal and I was afraid to lame at. Yeah. I done been through a lot. Yeah.
Was it the streets? Okay, you said it was a lot going on. Did the streets consume your time and energy that led to you dropping out, or it was other stuff aside from street stuff?
Yeah, the streets too. A lot of stuff in the streets that you know what I'm saying, just like to do or be around, like, you know.
Did you ever end up getting a GED?
You know.
Now, thinking back, you dropping out of 10th grade, do you regret that decision in your life? Do you wish you would have finished high school and got that under your belt?
Well, I could say, you know, I done accomplished a lot of things without school. I'm not saying school, I don't regret it, you know, because there's still a lot of things I do want to inherit, and I do want to get back in school, you know, just to make my mama happy. But, you know, other than that, you know, I can get money in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that ain't no problem.
And when it comes to you and your family, were you the only family member that was into the street side of things?
No. A lot of boy cousins, uncles, you know, daddy's side, uncles, you know, they know, you know.
So because this was happening on your dad's side of things, was he surprised to see you getting into this stuff too?
That's why he went surprised. Just like when he caught me smoking weed, he ain't try to, you know, stop me. So when I was smoking weed on the block one time, I seen my dad pulling up like, damn. I tried to goddamn duck the blunt off and everything. So shit, he done let the window down, called me to the truck and everything. I done walked to the truck, boom, sat in the car. He already reaching, trying to see what I got. Like, shit, just gonna show me what it is. Like, so I done showed him the blunt shit. He done showed me what he had for me. That nigga had like goddamn a blunt or some gas to smoke. That one I was goddamn smoking mid. Shit, that nigga had some gas.
What age were you? Or what grade were you when this happened?
I was in middle school then. Yeah, I was in middle school then.
So he shows you his blunt and what he's smoking, and that's almost like...
You know, my dad don't smoke like that. He just know I was smoking like that. He know I was already getting high. I just used to lie to my mom. Like, they know it. Your mama and your dad gonna look in your eye like, nigga, you lying, you high, you eating all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they can see the changes. You know, a lot of changes in your child when they get high or whatever. They gonna see that shit.
Ever end up smoking with your father?
Yeah. You know, my dad a DJ. Shout out to my dad. I might go to the club and goddamn found down, smoke one with him.
How soon before you actually smoke with him after he catches you that one time smoking on your own?
It took a little minute.
Okay.
He ain't just, you know what I'm saying? He ain't even feel comfortable, like just passing me a blunt, cause like, nigga raised me since a baby, I guess. But, you know, he just like, shit, that nigga ain't gonna stop smoking. He ain't gonna start smoking, shit. Might as well just goddamn get high with him. When I want to smoke sometimes too, he might be goddamn getting high. You know how that shit go. Yeah.
Do you remember how it happened? Is it him just simply passing you the blunt? You asked to hit it, or do you remember that moment when you first spoke with him?
I can't remember the actual moment when my daddy just passed me a blunt. I only remember the time when he just told his partner one time, I think he was gonna let me hit that motherfucker. But he told his partner, I guess he thought about it, he looked at it home, and they just burnt the blunt out when we was in the car. So I was just like, damn, I thought he was gonna let me hit that bitch. They smoked good, so I wanted to hit that motherfucker.
Now, when it came to growing up, right, we talked about one of the roughest moments for you, and it was a death that you experienced. You experienced a couple deaths, but that one death that you had mentioned earlier.
Right.
But if that was the roughest moment for you growing up, what was maybe on the opposite end of the spectrum, one of the best moments for you growing up?
Best
A
moment.
really positive moment in your life. If that was a rough one, what was a really good moment for you, if you had any?
Having my child, having my little girl. That was like the best moment in my life.
What age did that happen for you?
I was 19. Yeah, I was 19.
Still considered a teen dad, teen father, teen parent?
Me?
Yeah, I mean, 19 years old, right? You're still
Oh, right,
considered a teen parent.
Right, yes, sir.
Obviously, there are some people that are teen parents much younger than that, but you were a teen father.
Yeah, I was a teenage father, yeah.
Where you're from, in Albany, Georgia, was that common? 19-year-olds having kids?
Yes, younger, way younger than me. Like, I did good to be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get the picture. I did good.
What ages have you seen? If you did good at 19, what ages have you seen younger?
15, 14, like, and I wasn't even the males, females, like, but not just saying either one, just it's the same results or anything, but, yeah.
I see. Financially, when you were growing up, what class did you fall in financially?
I'm gonna say middle class. Yeah, middle class. I was, you know, we ain't have a lot, but I went poor. Yeah, mama made sure we was straight. Daddy, you know what I'm saying? Daddy was there. When he was there, he made things happen too.
And just to be a little bit more specific, there is middle class, but there's also lower middle class and there's also upper middle class.
I'm gonna say I was lower middle class.
In between poverty and in between middle class.
Yes, lower middle class. I'm gonna say that's what I was.
Was your family ever able to go higher up in class when you were growing up, or did they stay lower middle?
Yeah, we developed, and you know what I'm saying, and get to go up a little bit, you know.
How'd you guys get it done?
Working, you know, having jobs. Yeah.
Did you ever try your hand at a job aside from street stuff?
Yeah.
You did. I want to go into that job resume here in a little bit, but just on the topic of financials, growing up lower middle class for you, right? What did that teach you? What did you learn from that environment there?
You learn to cherish, you know, cherish things you got, you know, because a lot of things you might be like, damn. Yeah, you might be like, damn. You might be taught, you know what I'm saying? You might think about the things that the next person have and want it, but you just gotta remember to appreciate the things that you got, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think that financial class you grew up in led to you getting into the streets early?
Yeah, that was part of the reason, you know, wanting to get things that you want, you know, or what you need, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like when moms was at work, you know, you gotta think about it, she at work, 8-hour shift, you know what I'm saying? So who gonna cook and all that? So I had to go do what I had to do. I had to, you know what I'm saying? Do what I know to go get it.
When it came to your parents, they separated?
Yeah, they separated.
You remember how young you were when that happened?
I would say like 13, 14. Yeah, like 13, 14.
And you end up mostly living with your mom.
Yeah, mom do. Yeah, that's what I stay with.
Was that a choice for you back then, or that was like a forced decision making?
Yeah, that was a choice, you know. Mom, dude, dad, they in that type to just, nah, I'm gonna keep them. You know what I'm saying? They gonna let me choose.
Happy with that decision?
Yeah, I'm more definitely. My dude, real hustler.
Even though you were living with mom, you mentioned dad several times in this interview. He was still active in your life.
Dad gonna be around. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of things he did, I ain't like, you know, but that life. But I don't hold nothing against Pop. Still though.
How do you think that separation affected you, if at all?
When I was young, it used to make me angry at him. But when you young, you don't really know what's going on between your mama and your daddy, so you can't just pin it all on Pop. But then again, it's like, it turned out for the better at the end. It turned out for the better. It just made us get closer.
How'd you cope with it back then, when it initially happened, that separation?
It made me mad. Yeah, it kind of made me mad. I ain't gonna lie, it made me mad at my daddy because I felt like, damn, he just leaving me. You know what I'm saying? To go with it, you know, that's how I just felt. But like I said, you don't know what be going on. You be young, you just be angry, you know, and lost and confused.
Somebody watching this might be dealing with the separation of their parents too. Now, circumstances could be different for everybody, but
Right.
Is there anything you would say to somebody watching this that's going through those motions themselves, dealing with the separation of their parents?
I'll just tell you, just pray about it. You know what I'm saying? Just pray about it. Because you can't make them be together. You can't separate them. You just, you know, they're going to do what they do, and they're going to make their decisions, and they grown, so, you know, just love them, because you don't get number one of them.
And still good relationship with each for you.
Right.
And also, too, I forgot to ask you this when we were talking about the lower middle class scenario. Anything you would say to somebody that's also in that environment too, living in that class of lower middle class? Anything you would say to somebody going through those motions as well?
I say just be smart about it. It start with your vision. Grind. You know what I'm saying? Save, put it up for the hard time, the rainy days, because it's going to rain. It's going to rain. Yeah.
Feel like you've had your rainy days?
Yeah. Yeah.
Feel like
rainy days.
Feel like it's over? You feel like you could possibly get some more rainy days, or do you think
Yeah, I feel
it's
like
over?
I could possibly get some more rainy days, you know, but we human. We all gonna get, I feel like we all gonna get some more rainy days at the end of the day. Like, it don't matter what you got. At the end of the day, it don't matter what you got, how you living, you still got problems. When you get money, the money ain't gonna be the problem. It ain't gonna be the people around you. You just want loyalty, you want love now. You ain't looking for the money no more. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, when you know what I'm saying, and lower class or middle lower class or whatever, you gonna be wanting money. It's just gonna be all about money. You know what I'm saying? It just started with the vision.
Now, we talked about jobs. You do have a resume of jobs. What was your first job? Give us, the history there.
My first job, I started doing, temporary jobs when I was just trying to get a job. I was doing temporary jobs, but they weren't paying enough, so I had to stop fucking with them, start trying to get a real job, and I got on with a little chicken plant, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was on with them for like 2 years.
Was that the only real job you've held down, or
Yeah.
anything else after that?
Yeah, that was the only real job.
What was your role at the chicken plant? What'd you have to do?
Hang bird. And them motherfuckers, they like mini babies, them bitches. Man, shit, that's slavery. Fuck.
Hang birds that were alive, or hang birds that
Nah,
were
I don't
dead?
hang dead bird. Them bitches be, them motherfuckers be dead already.
Was that a tough job?
It's a mind thing, you know what I'm saying? I figure like I come from the bottom, so, and my mama, she was already at the job too, though I say my mama, she a real hustler. She motivate me to do everything I do. I think about my mama, like she's so strong. She been there 7 years and still going. So I was thinking like, shit, I can go 10 years and still go. Come on, Duke doing, that motivation. I see my mama doing that. Yeah, man.
She worked at the same plant?
Yeah, she still worked though.
So she helped get you the job?
Yeah.
Now, any crazy stories dealing with that job? Anything that happened out of the norm?
Man, shit. That shit crazy. I don't even want to talk about it.
You quit that job or got fired?
It was like sort of in between. I'm gonna say that because like they wanted me to like choose them over my family. It was an emergency situation that had happened. Like with my baby sister, she blind. You know what I'm saying? She can't walk. The doctor told her she wouldn't even make it out the hospital when she was born. You know what I'm saying? She had a seizure. So and my mama said she wouldn't come out of them. So when I told my supervisor, telling them the shit. And that lame ass nigga goddamn acting like he didn't even want to let me goddamn go. You know what I'm saying? He can excuse me to go, you feel me, go see my little sister or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When something happened with their situation, like anything, somebody breaking their house, they out of that motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? So nah, I ain't gonna be slave. I already slave feel like I'm slaying in that motherfucker and you wanna goddamn hold me back from seeing my baby. So nah, ain't gonna work like that. So that's how that happened. And they went to put some other shit on me and I just said, fuck it, man.
So it was technically fired or technically quit?
Yeah, fired, quit at this, whatever you wanna call it.
Now your mom was working at this plant already. Were you working with her, like in direct contact with her, or you guys were separated even though?
Two different jobs, but we was in the same plant.
You would see her at the plant?
Yeah, I see her every day.
Now, because you worked with chickens, are you sick of chickens?
Tired of them motherfuckers. But not as much as when I used to work there. Like when I used to work there, I ain't like to see, I ain't want to eat no damn chicken. But yeah, tired of them motherfuckers.
Just curious. I don't know if this was a plant that somebody personally owned, or this was a plant that like a company owned. I don't know how that worked, but like was it like a cell phone?
Sanderson Farms. That's the name of that motherfucker. Sanderson Farms.
Just curious, if you could, would you ever consider owning a chicken plant yourself or no?
Anything for the money. I ain't gonna lie and say nah, yeah. More different.
When you say anything for the money, right? Would you sell your soul?
Hell no. Fuck no. I got a baby girl, man. I never sell my soul. Family, man.
Anything for the money?
Nah.
Not like that. Not like that.
Nah.
Okay, you got
not anything for the money, It's like it's thin line, you know what I'm saying, between shit,
Okay, because you said you got a child. If you didn't have a child, would it be any different?
Yeah, I got a mama too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.